task is to learn to draw the early bell stage. Please visit my video on tooth development where I have explained the theory part of all these stages of tooth development, and today we shall start drawing them. So first we start the oral ectoderm. I have drawn the circle already and I draw the lines like this, and from here we shall start the drawing of the enamel organ. In this stage, the shape of the tooth is already decided, and this extension we are making for the succedaneous teeth, the teeth that follow the primary dentition. So here is the shape of the tooth that this enamel organ or the dental organ is going to develop into. So here is the oral ectoderm, the dental lamina, which is already thinning out, and this is the enamel organ. We'll start drawing the cells in this stage. The cells in this stage we have is the inner layer of, that is inner enamel epithelium, now slowly transforming into ameloblasts, which are tall columnar cells. Then we have the outer dental epithelial cells, which are cuboidal cells. Now we shall make the nucleus in these cells. So the ameloblast cells, we have nucleus placed away from the basement membrane. So we place the nucleus in the apical portion of the cells. Because the secretions happen from the basal portion, the enamel is formed and secreted from the basal portion of the cells. Now, that's the reason we cannot have the nucleus placed in the basal portion, otherwise the nucleus will get expelled into the matrix. That is not possible. Next is the nucleus for the outer dental epithelial cells. Please remember we are using eosin and hematoxylin pencil to draw these cells. Next we have an important layer of cell which functions with the ameloblasts, and those are the stratum intermedium cells. They are seated on top of the ameloblast cells. So we shall draw them like this. So now we draw the nucleus in these stratum intermedium cells. Yes. Next layer of cell, another group of very important cells, that is the stellate reticulum cells. Drawing of stellate reticulum is actually tough when we were doing our undergraduate courses, but just now I figured out a way. You just make these small stars and later you can unite them. And now we draw the nucleus in these stellate reticulum cells. You very well have understood by now that these lines that I drew just now joining these star-shaped structures are basically the attachment of the cell membranes. The cells are retaining their attachment. When the fluid flows inside, they just get separated from each other and they attain the star shape. That's why they are called as stellate reticulum, forming a network-like structure, that is reticulum. Next we draw the cells of the oral ectoderm. I would generally start with this, but I just wanted to give more importance to the dental organ cells, so I started from that area. Now just that, the basal layer of cells and the superficial cells. I'll just draw the nucleus in these cells now. Now the ectodermal part of the drawing is done. We shall do the ectomesenchymal part. So I'll start with Okay, first we draw blue blood vessels because we don't want blood vessels to be filled with pink material. So inside the dental papillary region and in the dental follicle and also in the ectomesenchyme randomly distributed. Now we shade this entire area with a pink pencil. Now we have this area as the dental papillary cells. We will be filling this area with condensed ectomesenchymal cells, and we just remember that the peripheral cells of this zone will transform into odontoblasts. So we shall draw the odontoblast. Before that, I'm just highlighting this membrane, the basement membrane, against which you'll have the odontoblasts formed, and this membrane is called as the membrana preformativa. You must have seen that pencil is breaking in between because of the stress I'm applying to get the diagram a little darker. This is the odontoblastic layer. Now we shall draw the nucleus for this. Again, remember from the basal portion of this odontoblast, we get the dentine matrix formed, right? Against opposing the enamel matrix. So we have to place the nucleus away from the basement membrane that is polarized again. So we place the nucleus here. Please keep the pencil sharpener by your side to keep sharpening the pencil. Because when you draw the intricate drawings like this, the nib keeps breaking. Now I'm doing the dental papillary cells, drawing the fibroblasts or undifferentiated mesenchymal cells they are. So we'll just draw cells like this, fibers like this. Blood vessels we have already drawn. And now we will be drawing the dental follicle cells. Around the succedinous lamina also we draw the ectomesenchymal cells. Next we draw the ectomesenchymal cells in the other regions of the ectomesenchyme, not in the condensed zone. So just like this. Scanty though, now we draw the nucleus in them. For the blood vessels, endothelial cells. Today for some reason my pencil nib is breaking very often. Once we have drawn the nucleus, we can just darken the area a little bit more. So this is the drawing of early bell stage. We shall start labeling this. Let us be a little careful while labeling because we want to label all the enamel organ or the dental organ structures together and put a bracket and say all these structures belong to the dental organ. So let's be careful. So this is basically the oral ectoderm. We shall make it as oral ectoderm. Next, this is the dental lamina. Okay, we can label the succedinous lamina. It's called as successional lamina rather. We'll change it to successional lamina. from which the succarianous teeth come. And here is the dental organ parts. Here is the outer dental epithelial cells, that is epithelium. Previously these were called as outer enamel epithelial cells, but recently, because they just don't form enamel, they also are needed for the formation of dentin. Because of the influence of all these enamel organs or the dental organ cells, we have the dentin forming. So because of this interaction, because of this, it's called as dental epithelium now on. So we prefer using the term outer dental epithelium. Then we have the ameloblast cells. The early stages of early bell, we have these inner enamel epithelial cells or the inner dental epithelium turning into ameloblasts, and this layer sitting on top of ameloblasts are the stratum intermedium cells, which are high in alkaline phosphatase, and they help ameloblast in the formation of enamel. Next we have this layer of cells called as the stellate reticulum cells. So we have this outer dental epithelial cells, the ameloblasts, stratum intermedium and stellate reticulum cells. Together they form the dental organ, previously known as enamel organ. Next we have this membrane called as membrana preformativa. These are odontoblasts. Then we have dental papilla. Then we have the dental follicle. Or the dental sac cells. I think these are the layers of cells that we see in early bell stage. So we shall label this part as early bell stage. Another important part that we have not labeled at this point is the cervical loop. Which forms the Hertwig's epithelial root sheath, and this Hertwig's epithelial root sheath plays a very important role in the root formation. So these are the labeling. Early bell stage of tooth development. So this completes the labeling of early bell stage. Now I'll give you a closer look of this early bell stage cell layers. These are the cell layers. You can see the dental papillary cells in the center, the odontoblast, the membrana preformativa, the ameloblast cells, the stratum intermedium, the stellate reticulum cells, the outer dental epithelial cells, the successional lamina, dental lamina, the oral ectoderm, and the dental follicle cells and the general ectomesenchyme. So all these are the layers that we see in the early bell stage. I hope you all like this. Please feel free to leave your comment on the channel. Give your feedback, like, share and subscribe. See you all soon with advanced bell stage diagram. Thank you. Bye.